So a very warm 2012 to all of you all. Upbeat has returned. Well, we tailed off a bit towards 2011, but that's only because we were preparing for a brand new season of sorts. Upbeat's back and well, we're back in style. We're at the Kala Academy and I have here with me Patricia Rosario and her entire entourage. They've come from England all the way from there, but we also have some Goan connection. Starting off to the closest, who's sitting to me, Joanne De Mello from Goa. Joanne's been studying in the UK in the Royal Music School, followed by Mark, who's going to be playing the piano. And shall Mark not be there, there will be no music this evening for the show. Obviously, Patricia Rosario, who is the teacher of these two lovely ladies, and is going to be telling us a lot about what opera music is. And finally, last but not the least, Susie, or Susan, also all the way from Britain and UK. So, first of all, how are you guys feeling? Well, Joanne knows how Goa is, but what about the rest of you all? Patricia,
I'm also Goan,
also
you know.
Goan.
I know Goa very well, so. And Mark's been coming for the last 30 years.
I'm half Goan now.
Okay. I'm going card. Can you say that?
You can say,
Hang Goinkar?
I'm Goika.
That's it. There you go.
Goika.
And this is the
Goinkar.
connection, the colonial connection that we have here with Mark. Starting off, Patricia, let's get right into the thick of things. You've come here down to Goa with your two students and your husband. What exactly is your main aim behind doing this concert here in Goa?
Two things. One is to encourage young people to come and learn to sing, because Mark and I do a teaching program. 3 or 4 times a year we come to the Kala, and we also teach in Bombay. And the other thing is, since I brought my students, Susie and Joanne, with me, and I'm going to sing with them, I'd like people to hear the levels that you have to reach to consider making a career in music. But not everyone needs to make a career. It's just a question of learning to sing well. And we also bring a wide range of repertoire to broaden people's outlook on music.
Speaking about career in music, something very interesting you touch upon. How easy is it to make, or how feasible is it to make a career in music, in singing especially?
Do you know, that's a very difficult question. Nobody can answer it. I think everyone has a particular path. You have to be committed to doing it. You have to sacrifice a lot. You have to work very hard. I'm sure Susie and Joanne will tell you as well, you know, how much time they spend not just learning music. You have to learn languages. You have to memorize a lot of poetry, and you have to be able to work with a lot of other people. You know,
It's like doing sport. I mean, it's the same commitment. If you want to do anything really well, you have to commit to it, and it's just the same thing. So it's a different list of things you need to be able to do.
Right.
But the same luck, same, you know,
You have
devotion
the skill
to study.
level as well.
Yeah, and skill. Yeah, in all of this.
I find, particularly with singing, you have to train your muscles, and that takes a really long time as well. It's like athletic training, like the same as sport. So
Doesn't this go unnoticed? Because I mean, when you talk as a singer, I mean, you say that I need to train my muscles. If a sports person says that, you look at his washboard abs, or you look at
Yeah.
he really actually does that.
yeah.
But does this go unnoticed, or does this fact be taken for granted that a singer doesn't have to have strong muscles?
I don't think it's taken for granted. I think once you start, you realise how much your body is involved in singing, and you use all these muscles here, and also the muscles around your vocal cords. Although you don't put pressure on them, but that there is a certain amount of training that inside your body has to do.
Okay.
You can't see it necessarily on the outside, but on the inside, you definitely feel it.
and you can tell from the quality of the voice.
Right.
So where a young person sings in a particular way, but after you've trained for 5 years or 6 years, you'll hear a very big difference in the quality and the stamina of a singer.
Well, that's very important. I mean, you talk about swimmers who need stamina a lot to perform, but singers as well need a lot of stamina because of the muscles that are involved. We'll take a quick look at what this lovely ensemble does. We'll take a quick look at their performance of the opera music that they have presented at Kala Academy.
So
So now that you'll have a fair idea of what opera music is, not like you all did not know that, but just to give an idea of what this group does and how they perform in their styles. Let's get a quick look and let's get a quick opinion check from Joanne. Joanne, remember you in college a few years back?
Yeah.
I was your junior and used to always be singing there. Back then, did you think that, well, because NCC also was an option, the army was an option for you, did you think that a career in music and singing per se would be a possibility then?
Not as early as that. I think by my final year in college at Xavier's that I really thought about it quite seriously, especially after having met Patricia at a workshop in Bombay. Before that, I had so many other options. I was really into science, and microbiology was a great love. I really enjoyed studying it and working in the laboratory. I was a bit of a nerd. I'm sure all my colleagues listening to this will affirm that. And the NCC, I always got serious about whatever I took up. I really just give it all while I'm doing it.
Full throttle.
Absolutely. And towards the end of third year, I really felt, I don't think microbiology is for me long term, because what I experience when I'm singing on stage is something, it's really hard to describe, but I'm so passionate about it and I enjoy it the most. And if that's what I can do for many, many years, I think that's why I made that choice. And also I auditioned for the college in London and I was amazed that they let me in. Of course, Patricia had to convince them that I was a worthy candidate at the time.
Did you have to, or is she just being overtly modest?
No,
Well, you know, I'll tell you what, Joanne sent in a tape, which a lot of foreign students do. They send in a tape. But we had a new head of vocal department just come on board, and I think he was sort of flexing his muscles and wanting to make sure of every new student that came in. Actually, she was given a place at the Guildhall, but I wanted to teach her, because if she went to the Guildhall, which is another school of music, she would have studied with somebody else. And so I had to make, I had a bit of dialogue with the head of music, singing, to say, can't you give her a place on the basis of this tape? The Guildhall have accepted her, but I'd like her to come to the Royal College. And so he thought about it for a while and then he did accept her.